Just in the past couple of weeks, the Avax token has gone from $15 all the way to $70, and this is insane. And most importantly, they've been pumping like this without much focus on advertising at all. And this is a really good sign for a project because this means that they're gaining awareness based on the technology that they're providing and not just riding on the hype. But before we start 10K Trades, a YouTube channel talking about investing, cryptocurrency, and other blockchain news. So be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. And guys, I promise there will be much more content coming out in the future. Now let's get into today's video. Now before we get into all the price predictions for Avalanche, let's first take a deep dive into the tech side of things. So when looking into the Avalanche project, the first thing we need to look at is the consensus mechanism. So in the crypto space, the first consensus mechanism was created by Bitcoin, which is proof of work. And for the time being, this worked really well and is a great way to store value and is great for safety. However, we saw a lot of criticisms that are talking about their slow speed, their high fees, and also their very high energy usage. So because of all these criticisms, that's where we saw the next iteration, which is proof of stake. This is where token holders that stake their token are randomly chosen to validate the blockchain. That way you ensure that there's a fair consensus. And then in order to make sure that all the validators are trustworthy, if the stakers try to do anything to cheat the system, then they will ultimately lose all of their tokens. And this is a good thing because this means that all validators have some skin in the game. So Avalanche uses the proof of stake consensus mechanism. However, there are a few key differences that Avalanche does that is different from all the other crypto coins. And now without getting too much into the details of how they're different, one of the examples that we can talk about is how they defend their network. So if we're talking about attacks, if you're looking at Bitcoin, you would need 51% of the computing power to go against the network to then hack the system. And then with Ethereum 2.0, you would need 51% of stakeholders to attack in order to take over the network. But Avalanche takes it even up a notch where you would need to control 80% of the network in order to perform an attack. So overall, this just really ensures the safety and making sure that there's no outside forces that can attack the network. And now another thing that's important to look at is the transaction speeds. And on the Avalanche blockchain, they have transaction speeds of around 4,500 transactions per second per subnet. Okay, so each of the subnets are able to handle 4,500 transactions per second. But if you're looking and say they have 1,000 subnets, obviously you could do the math and the numbers get pretty high. And this is a major difference when you're looking at things like Bitcoin, who handles 7 transactions per second, or you look at Ethereum, which handles 15 transactions per second. And now without diving too much deeper into this, one thing that is important to say about the Avalanche blockchain is that they actually have 3 separate blockchains. And each of the blockchains has their own focus. For instance, one of their blockchains is specifically focused on smart contracts, which is basically a replica of the Ethereum virtual machine, or EVM. And this is really important to note because this means you can literally copy and paste to start using Ethereum dApps on the Avalanche network. This is really cool because it makes it so much easier for developers to start using Avalanche. Okay, so now that we touched a bit on the tech side, let's get into the pricing of Avalanche. So like I said before, Avalanche has been pumping like crazy, so the price is literally changing every single day. And even on days where we saw the entire crypto market down like 10%, we still saw Avax rising, and sometimes even as much as 20%. So to look at the past, in July of this year, Avax was sitting at around $10 per coin. But in the past week, Avax hit their all-time high of $76 and is still somewhat staying around this price. Just right there in a couple months, that's a 7.6 times increase from that point to the all-time high. So looking at coin market cap right now, Avalanche has a total market cap of around $14.5 billion. With a total supply of 220 million tokens, and this gives them a price of around $65 per token. And with this market cap, it's making them the number 12 token in the entire crypto space. And as for price predictions, I mean, what can I say? The price has been exploding over the past couple weeks, and it seems like it's not going to be slowing down anytime soon. Obviously, it will have to slow down at some point, but I don't think that a price point over $100 is a crazy thing to assume at all. With everything that's been going on, it could definitely be possible. Overall, this is a very exciting project, and it is really nice to see some of these projects generate growth strictly based off their technology and not some hype or publicity stunts. Now, if this video was helpful, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And guys, I promise there will be much more content coming out in the future. See you in the next video.